I think of you. Oh, yeah, let's get started, man.
Yeah.
Welcome. Oh, my God.
Oh my god,
Oh, my God.
man.
It's been such a restructured week, dude.
Oh my god, bro.
What's going
I
on?
feel off the grid, man.
I feel after whammies, man. I don't know what that is. I don't know where it came from, but
You're speaking from the heart.
speaking from the heart, because this has been a weird week. I remember like waking up on Monday and I'm like, oh, it's no footy. You know what I mean? Because usually when there's a public holiday, whatnot, it's been weird. Anzac Day, Tuesday, we had to get split up with our watching, which was so weird. I got on Supercoach on Monday and I'm like, I need to make trades, and I'm like, the round's not even over yet. I can't even do that. But yeah, well, man, it's been crazy footy.
Yeah.
There's a few games I can tell you from top of my head that have been good. As you all know, we start off with our weekly awards, which is very, very normal. I'm not going to introduce you because no one cares about who we are anymore.
They know who I am,
They know
bro.
who I am, akhi.
Do you know who I am?
Do you know? I can't do the voice. Do you know who I am? Yeah. I got a mad pimple on my face. That's what I am. Let's start off, man. W Mans of the Week with our weekly award segment. Who's your W Mans of the Week? Player, coach, fan, anything. We're reaching out. We're going abroad now. It can be anything you want.
Big Latrell.
Mitchell.
Bro. Trell Mitt.
What happened? Why? I don't know.
Was bro, everybody's trying to tell me
He's lazy.
he's not a big game player. He doesn't do well in the big games. It's not like he hasn't won 2 grand finals and Nick Albrecht in both, and like
I love how he says Nick Albrecht.
owned Will Chambers in Origin. Whoever they put in front of him in Origin, it's like barbecue chicken, as Shaq would say. Barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken, Chuck.
And again, in a big, he always has a slow start.
Yeah.
He did even better than I thought he would do.
This at the start of the season?
Like, no, for this game.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know if he was going to have a good game against Penrith. You know how Penrith like to play?
Yeah.
They trap you on your end and they suffocate you, especially in these big games. They love an arm wrestle.
Big stats he put up, man.
But man, the bloke, he came to play this week and he was unbelievable, doing all the fancy stuff that you'd see him doing against when he versus Manly or a lesser team against Penrith, bro. And Penrith were in really good form, in my opinion. Even though they had a narrow win against Newcastle the week before. Like, they played very good.
Yeah.
But Latrell was so amazing from start to finish.
Yeah, he's been...
And, bro.
That first half, I was just like, oh, okay, he probably watched the podcast because he heard what I said when I called him lazy. And I didn't call him lazy in the sense that, is he lazy? Oh, he's lazy, 1, 2, 3. We all know Latrell's strengths and we all know his weaknesses. We know that when he first came to the Rabbitohs to play as a fullback, he was very unfit. And it's not easy to go from centre to fullback. Like, people don't understand, it's a whole different role. But he's done it and he's doing it well. A lot of people, you tell me, like, I had this argument a lot with my brother-in-law. He tells me he should play centre for Rabbitohs. And I'm like, you're silly. Because when you're a centre, it's not like Origin. In Origin, when you're a centre, you can still touch the ball anytime you want. You can go out there and win the ball. Like Tommy and Latrell in Origin get the ball more like fullbacks do. You know what I mean? When you're playing for your club week in, week out, you can't do that as a centre, because if you're not in that position, there's a gap there and you're finished. The game, you're in defence, you're done. So, but he was everywhere in that game, bro. And he literally, I remember when I think Cleary scored. I can't remember who scored, and he just looked at Cleary, and he's like, "I'm him. I'm about to show you why I'm him." He took Nathan Cleary's title away from him, bro, and he showed you why, man. He's a gun player, big game player, and I think that's what we missed from him in Origin. Like, in Origin, we missed that kind of player. He just doesn't care what's happening, bro. He's going to show you everything. Mongrel, yeah, that mongrel in him.
What we don't have.
Is close to none, bro.
But the thing in Origin is he's up against whoever they put in front of him.
Oh, they're done.
If Latrell played centre, he would be the best centre in the role by a country mile.
I still think he's the best centre we've ever watched him. Like, he's up there with GI and all that.
Yeah, he would. No one in the NRL, not Joey Manu, not Campbell Graham, no one even comes close to Latrell in the centres. But the thing is he's up there. He's a top 3, top 5 fullback as well.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I have him second, but like many people don't, because they want some people like a workhorse.
Yeah.
For like Dylan Edwards more. I like Latrell because you put Latrell in a position to succeed, he's unstoppable.
When he's on the line, bro. When he's that close to the line, I think I put it in the group chat. When he's that close to the line, and there's 4 players there, there's no one else you want having the ball than Latrell Mitchell, because he'll go over the line.
Yeah, he's a freak of nature, and he was instrumental in that huge comeback win against Penrith.
Yeah, so credit to him. Also, I want to give someone else their W Mans for this week, and it's not a player. And we've given this guy so many W Mans a week, awards of the week. He's just gonna, I don't know, he probably throws them in the bin at this rate because this has got too many. But Wayne Bennett. Now, Wayne Bennett against, who were they playing? The Titans, right? The Titans, yes. And the Titans were very comfortable in that game. But halftime came, and Wayne Bennett said, "Hey, boys, do you know who you're playing for, yeah? This is the godfather of NRL. This is who you're playing for right now. Go out there, show me what you've got." And they go and flip the game on its head. What a comeback win. I think it's the biggest comeback win in history, or equal the biggest comeback win in history. But at this age, with these with the tools that he has at his disposal right now, he's still breaking records. So I think it's only fair that you give him a W Men's this week.
Has he ever been an L-Mans?
He's never been an L-Mans.
Maybe in Newcastle days.
He was at Origin because he beat us, but that's like a biased L-Mans.
He was that was his biggest W, arguably, you know?
That's crazy, but the way he was able
it's
to
not for us.
Nah, still hurts me to this day, bro. Edric Lee winning Origin like that, it's not healthy. All right, well, Wayne Bennett and Latrell were unbelievable. Let's go to L-Mans of the week. Do you have anyone to start off with?
Yeah, I really wanted I can't remember his name for some reason. The Titans coach.
Holbrook?
Justin Holbrook.
Yeah, I think you have to give it to him. I think you have to give him and the whole Titans.
Okay, think of it like this. No matter who they change in the roster, the Titans and then, like the Warriors used to always do this. 18-0 leads. Blown away. But in the modern NRL, there's so many points that are 24-0 lead. It's like an 18-0 lead nowadays. And how many leads are you going to blow, bro? Last year against Broncos and the Raiders, the year before, like, stop.
You got
no matter who they give this bloke, he blows leads like this. He does good to get him. But can you even really blame the coach?
I don't know, man. It's always.
I think it's just the Titans in general should be the L of the week.
I think the Tottenham Hotspurs, the Titans, the way they're bottling things, bro. Them and Arsenal in the same league.
Like, come on, bro. Like,
I don't know how that happened. I really don't know where to go from. I think it's the momentum that got him. And look,
it's like the fourth time this has happened. Like a huge lead, bro.
Under him.
In the first half, huge lead and you lose.
Yeah, maybe they get too complacent.
I don't know if this is a culture thing. I don't know who do you got to blame everyone, obviously.
Yeah.
But Holbrook, how many times are you going to let this happen, bruv? That's why I want to pin on him.
I think he's the next coach to get sacked.
Yeah.
Because he has all the tools right now, bro. He has a good team. You can't say that they don't have a good team.
They got a good team.
They have a good fullback. They have two good fullbacks. You know what I mean? That they can switch around whenever they need to. Their fourth pack is so good. They got Fafita, obviously, and Tino. They got Foraweka. Foraweka's good. And they got the guy from Roosters who scored a try, I think. I can't remember his name. But they have a good forward pack. They just got Randall in as their 9. They got Foreign, you know.
Verrills in, but he's hurt.
But they have a good team that... I'm not saying they're going to go challenge and think, but they should be making the 8 or at least outside the 8. To blow leads like that, I think you have enough character in that team to not lose games like that against teams like the Dolphins. Like, I know we all say the Dolphins as, you know... They've done well, but it's all Wayne Bennett, really. These players are like... He's transformed a lot of these players. So it's not very hard to bring them back to reality because they're on the field and you've seen that in the first half. So I just don't know. But I'm going to give I got another elements to go from that game. It has to be Robert Jennings. Robert Jennings, I don't know what happened, my brother, but I think the only explanation we can give is your controller disconnected because we was this close to scoring in that game and he just like got held. He held himself. I think it was a voluntary tackle.
He was lagging.
His controller.
Rob was lagging, bro.
His controller disconnected.
Because he was either lagging or like he was like momentarily paralyzed or like he had to be hurt or something like at the time.
I don't think so.
That's you got to give him the benefit of like why would he not get up? Like,
because
a winger's job is one thing, bro. Score tries.
Because he thought it was double movement.
Maybe.
That's what it was, but like usually when you make an error that bad, a lot of I was watching footy players talk about it and they're like, we'd fake an injury right after that. Like, oh, my knee or just something to justify why we didn't score because they know that themselves, they had a brain snap. And he made up for it. I think he scored after that. Yeah. But bro, haram, man. I think even he looks back at that and laughs. Yeah. Because his controller disconnected.
Bro knew, bro. He was reconnecting, bro.
He was reconnecting,
man.
But yeah, man. Also, I'm gonna give one to Josh Hodgson for Parramatta. It feels like this game was played so long ago. The Para and
Thursday,
Para Brisbane was it?
Friday.
It was Friday as well. Was it Para Brisbane?
Yeah.
Para Brisbane. Yeah, it was a rainy game, but yeah, I always said this from the start. This is for Para fans. This is for Carla Hamza, my best mate. I always said I don't know why the hell you signed Josh Hodgson. Just never seen anything good in him, especially in the way we play footy now. It's a whole different ball game for us. So he's just. I'm gonna quickly throw him in there. Let's move on to game of the round.
Just want to say,
Yeah.
I think he's lost his job.
Who? Josh Hodgson? What, the Parramatta hooker? You reckon it's done for Brendan Hands? I think they should start bleeding the young pups in, bro. Bring him in. Get him used to it.
Where they're at now, man. Or any other reason too, bro.
And they don't have a bad team, Parramatta.
They should be in the top 8. They will be in the top 8.
I think they will be. I think they'll bounce back.
One thing to help them make the top 8 is you bring on good old Hands,
Brendan
mate.
Hands.
Brendan Hands.
I call him Benson Hinges. I don't know why, but
Got good hands on him, bro.
yeah, they got to make that change. But let's move on to game of the round. I've written down 3 games for me, so I'm just gonna pick one. And the first one I picked was the Newcastle Cowboys game. I thought that was that last 5 minutes. I thought it was some semi-final or something. Scotty Drinkwater jumping over Chad Townsend to clear the ball out, and Newcastle just scrambling, doing everything they can to get the win. But man, that was for me such a great game, and we spoke about this before that the Cowboys' honeymoon phase is over. I think someone like Drinkwater is so important for them, bro, to have in that team. So important, makes a difference for them, and I think we have to start talking about Chad Townsend because he's been lacking in these games, trying to finish them off very hard. But what do you think, the Cowboys? You reckon they're back? What's your idea on them?
Right now, there's a lot of good teams, bro, and you can't a poor start for a lot of these teams may kill them.
Yeah,
but they have had a lot of players in and out of the lineup. They are missing Jason Tamalolo now,
who's massive.
But yeah, they should be doing better than where they're at, considering who they versed as well.
Yeah, it's I don't know, Newcastle.
I feel like from my memory, they haven't they've got some hard games coming up soon, surely.
Yeah, they haven't had a bad run. Their what do you call it? Fixtures have been all right.
Yeah, they've
beat winnable games. We've tipped them a lot in the past couple of weeks.
But I was not scared of them at all when we versed them.
Oh, me too, definitely.
You know what I mean? I wasn't scared of them at all. I
like
knew we were going to win that game. Why? I don't know. I don't think a lot of teams, the Cowboys, are not instilling fear into any of us.
Not like last season.
But if once they get rolling, it's going to be hard to stop them. It
has been so good for them too, bro. Valentine Holmes.
Yeah, man.
He was instrumental in that win. They have a great team. It's just about, getting that consistency. Do you have any other games or game of the round for you?
100%.
Who?
I think there was 4 games.
Let's talk about them. Let's not get into detail of them.
You only liked that game because of,
Who?
That's why you like that game, bro.
Oh, yeah, that was a nice W on that one.
Yeah, he got a good W on sports bet. That's why that game was good for him. But I think the 2 games yesterday were both better. I think the Dolphins-Titans game was better. But the best game,
talk to me,
was the Thursday game, bro. I don't think we're gonna beat. I think that was the best game of the year. Rabbitohs Penrith.
Yeah, that was a great game.
Panthers Rabbitohs was the best game this year, and I don't think we'll get a better game this year.
Yeah, end to end, man.
That was great. What a game that was. Right when I thought my Penrith 13 plus bet was on, because it looked like they were going to score again. Next minute,
boom, table
South scored. Next minute again, South scored again.
That's what's scary about South.
Stolen at the death, bro. Because you can't have a little lapse of concentration. Sometimes one missed tackle ends up being a try with South Sydney. Whenever they are on, you cannot stop them.
Deadly,
and
man.
They showed you. Against Penrith, who are just unbelievable defensively. One little slip up, in two little slip ups in 2 minutes. You lose the game.
I didn't think Penrith were that good, man.
I think Penrith are very good. But they kept spamming the left side.
Just that game, even the Newcastle game, I didn't think Penrith were the better team. I said it last week, but I get what you're saying. When you can't give them a sniff, bro. The Rabbitohs, when they go wide, and they can there's one missed tackle in that play, it's over. They say in the Bulldogs game, when one player was missing, they just went wide, palmed one guy off, and just scored 5 tries on the same side. So yeah, that was a good game. I think the Roosters Dragons game has to be spoken about because everyone counted the Dragons out, especially in that first half when Teddy went over. But yesterday was the try scorers that never scored all year scored.
Yeah,
and then they read this in bin, which we'll talk about in our hot topics later. But yeah, that was a great game too, man. You got anything else to say about them before we move on?
This was a great round of the rugby league, man.
Good game.
Warriors were robbed.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. First things first of our hot topics, man. Someone is back. The master of the goosey, The Silk, Mr. Slick Stepper, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. He's back in rugby league. And like all these union players, they all come back. Gus Gould, you're right. You know, we understand everything you're saying. But Roger Tuivasa-Sheck is back at the Warriors. I think it's a great signing, bro. I think it's like a homecoming, final ending, last dance. Gives me that kind of vibe, especially with how this team's performing, with how Webster's coaching. I will never say no to a Sheck step, man. I will never say no to a Goosey. In the great words of Denenkamp, Goosey.
Brother, when you were talking about someone being back and the master of the stepper, I was worried you were going to say Kalen Ponga, bro. Some of these fans think he's the master of the Goosey, but RTS, bro, he is him. He's the stepper, bro.
He's
like even more than Benji, I reckon. Like Benji was the guy that started it all. He was the most iconic one.
He was the most creative stepper. I think Sheck was the most deadly stepper.
Like, but without Benji, he wouldn't be a good stepper. Nah. He's the icon, man.
The Kiwi tradition.
Please, I love RTS so much. He was probably my favorite player to watch in the NRL when he was here, especially. That towards the end of his Roosters tenure, start of his Warriors tenure was unbelievable.
When he was on the wing, yeah.
Yeah, and then when he moved to the Warriors, started playing fullback. I'm very happy he's back, bro. I'm so happy he's back. But please, I've run requests because a lot of people are telling me he's going to be in the centers. Please do not waste this brother. I think he is a fullback, and I think he should only be playing fullback for the Warriors. I
don't mind him in the centers, to be honest with you, because think about it. They need to clock.
Look at Holmes. I think Holmes is now like they've seen Valentine Holmes and they're like, okay, yeah, we can put RTS there. But like, I just feel like Chanzi on the wing. Like, I'd probably say the one that has to go is Kossi, man.
Yeah.
Even though he's been very good this year, I think putting Chanzi on the wing and moving RTS to fullback and keeping Valia and Montoya in the centers, might be the way to go.
But
even Chanzi in the centers.
Maybe because of his age, like he's older now, he can't really.
Well, like he's not like I don't know what it's for. I really did. I was the last thing I expected for him to, be rumored to be playing in the centers. But look, Webster's a good coach. I trust him. I just, as a fan, would love to see him at fullback.
I'd love to see Warriors win the league, win everything.
Especially after the sacrifice that they made for us.
So happy for them, bro. Wallah. Like even when they beat us, I was a bit angry, salty because of the way it worked out, the way it was. But man, everything aside, but the Warriors have been the most important part of NRL, modern day rugby league, like post-COVID and after. I think they've been so instrumental, bro. Like their sacrifices, people don't understand, and we talk about this a lot with Sean Johnson. When you're not with your family, or even when you're not home, when I'm traveling, when I'm overseas, having the time of my life, right? And I'm on this is like a holiday that I'm on. I think of the couch, I think of home, I think of work routine, I think of every single thing that you can think of, because I feel like it's so important. Like just that home feeling is so important for players. So. Man, I hope if the Warriors win the league this year, I'm the happiest guy, hands down.
I am a bit worried about them now because they played so good last night.
Yeah, that could be a mentality blip right now.
And now they're going to be Walker wounded. Like we've endured injuries, but I think we know what injuries are like right now.
They have a lot.
They just heavy metal Tavanga now. They said Achilles apparently, which is never good.
Oh, it's the worst.
Tofu Harris, knee injury. I call him Tofu Harris now because brother's always hurt, man. He's made of tofu.
I love him. He's one of my favorite.
Sick player.
He's such a good player.
As soon as he went off,
it went downhill, man.
That's when it started going downhill because he was absolutely killing Melbourne yesterday.
They have no depth in their forward pack, yeah.
No, there's always someone
they'll bring
there's always someone in New Zealand, bro. They got a whole country of juniors.
But they have a lot of important players are important. Like against the Bulldogs, Tavaga came on and just changed the game.
Jazz is a massive loss, and we want to be looking at we want to look at the reason why the Warriors are doing so good this year compared to last year. So a lot of these players have improved significantly. Like Dylan Walker, I know he's new to the Warriors team, but him and Jazz would come on, change the game. Dylan was doing good at 6, and I'm sorry, I really think he's probably going to get done by the judiciary for the head slam.
He did. I think he was banned for 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I don't think it's looking good for him there.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, what the hell's that? But when you saw that replay, he actually did head slam him.
Yeah. There's no need to. There's no need to. I yell it out always with Nelson, Asafa Solomona. Whether they tackle with their elbow in the ground, man, I think the tackle's complete. I don't know why you have to go in. I know it's quick, but man, important players, important losses, bro.
Yeah, I hope they keep going.
Even Klukstad now, man.
Yeah, I think he might have to serve that 11 days.
Which is 2 games for them now.
Yeah, I don't know what the grade it was, so I have to check with that. But yeah, if he is missing along with the other players, they're going to be missing a lot.
Yeah, it's not looking good for them, man. I hope they bounce back
Yeah.
from that loss. I hope
But they've got so much toughness, man. So I think
that's why I believe in them.
that's why I think I'm hoping that
As long
you
as
know,
their spine is good,
yeah,
which is it's a bit wounded now because
they missed.
Krugstad and Walker,
but
but they get Egan back this week.
If Metcalf comes back, then that's probably gonna work out better.
Yeah,
Metcalf,
Sean Johnson.
he's so
He's a good player.
Metcalf. I just wanted to play in a Warriors jersey, bro. I've been waiting for him since I seen this bloke, Electric Spark,
Big stepper.
zippy guy for the Sharks. I've been wanting him to play.
Sharks have a lot of them, man. Let's move on to injury depleted team, which is making a lot of changes this week, a lot of massive changes that we called last week, because we can see the future. The Bulldogs, Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs have dropped Flanagan. They've left him out of the side, and I'm hearing that mainly are interested in Cole Flanagan because of Shane. I don't know in what way. And I always said this. I said this before we got Serralda. I said we should bring in Shane Flanagan because I really believe the only person that can improve Kyle will be his dad. I think that like Ivan and Nathan connection will be so important. But it never happened. And I like Flanagan, and we said he's a good bloke and whatnot. But when it comes to, for me, it's so important that we don't let Burden's potential go to waste. I'm hearing a lot of people talk dirt on Mr. Matty Burden. A lot of people in our comments, in our TikTok. He's not a 6. He should be a centre, which baffles me. Same thing as the Trill. Play him a centre. No. When someone has a potential like that, they get paid for their potential. That's why he's worth the big bucks, both of those players. He's worth that money. You need to have him in the halves. I think in 5 years, he's going to be one of the greatest sixes in the game. I don't see him necessarily as a halfback, but as a ball runner and as a playmaker, I think he's going to be up there. Without a good 7, it will never happen. I'm sorry, it will just never happen. If we all take a look at Nathan Cleary, who Nathan Cleary was before he became him, a lot of people used to go read all the comments you want. Overrated, shit player, only good at defense. It's the same kind of story with Cole Flanagan, and same thing with Burden now. There's only people talking about one thing from him, which I don't believe is right. Maloney comes in, Feel Good knew what he was doing. Bring Maloney in. Experience, pressure taken off the shoulders. You go run, brother. You go do whatever you want to do, Matt Burden or Nathan Cleary. Go run ahead. I think Bulldogs, that's what they have to do. I think they have to go get an experienced 7, and they have to fix the fullback problem. It has to be fixed. And I think they got Crichton for that role, which I'm starting to like week in, week out because I'm seeing how he plays. But, man, Flanagan's dropped. I need to hear your input. Talk to me. Talk to me about this is the Bulldogs segment right now.
This is why I said last week it's going to happen, because they wouldn't go and get Carl Oluwapu and pay a 500k transfer fee. They didn't think they were going to pull the trigger on this. And where we're at, with all these injuries, these games in the future, we're not going to be favourites to win any of them.
Yeah.
So we might as well do it now.
Bring the young pup in.
And I think Burden can be a 7, maybe even a better 7 than a 6 if he can fix some of the issues that he has. Like, he puts too much power in his kicks. Like, a lot of his kicks go dead. Some of them go out on the full occasionally. Like, when he's having a bad game, it's rough on the boot for him.
Needs to add the repeat.
When he's played 7, he's honestly looked better than the games he's played 6. Even going back to his Penrith days, that game against Melbourne, he literally killed Melbourne on his own. That's why I got man of the match. So that's one game I always like to look at. And I just think there's a major shortage of 7s. Like, you go and say, I should go get a 7. Who can we get?
I always say this to you.
What, Trindle, bro?
Who do you get?
Like, Trindle had, he's a good player, but is he the solution to our problems? Probably not. Nah. And for those saying that he's a centre, do you think the Bulldogs will be a better team with him at centre? Yeah, that's
silly.
That's what I thought, bro. That's what I thought. So, because if he played centre, you know how many? If he was in the centre,
bro, we'll be.
Do you know how many wins we'd have?
0. Really 0.
We'd be where the Tigers are. Right.
Easily.
He needs to be in 6. He needs to be in the halves. Because we can't win if he's not in the halves. It's that simple.
I think he'll play Origin, bro. I think in the next coming years, he's going to be
he'll be in the team to some extent, whether it's as with the group or as a reserve this year at least, as a bench player even. But in the future, I feel like he'll be the one that we look at.
Yeah,
because Nico is he's
cementing it slowly.
Nico's now the choice at 6, but. Nico's 27, 28, so Burden's maybe next in line if everything works out, and I think it will work out, and I think he'll be a very good 7.
He's going to be so good, bro.
A running 7 who can kick really well is
Nathan Cleary. That's pretty much Nathan Cleary.
It's just what this team needs, man. And you if it's just whether or not he can organise the team, and I'm very sure he can, because there are a lot worse players that can organise a team and play 7. I'm sure Burden can. And I think the team believes that. Because who do they bring in? A guy that's an 18-year-old, out and out 6. He can only play 6. I don't think he'll play 7. He might play 7 in reserve grade.
About 6, yeah, it's difficult.
But he's a 6, bro, in first grade.
Pressure. 7 is more pressure.
I mean, so Burton will be
mature,
7, Carl will be 6. Eventually, I feel like he's not in the lineup at the moment. He's on the extended
I
bench.
think Reynolds is...
Reynolds is our 6 right now.
Reynolds is our 6 right now, and
Carl's,
who's on the bench?
So it's not Carl. Carl's on the... technically, right now, he'd be... Like, he's on the extended bench. Because they don't pick an 18th man till they get closer. But I feel like Carl will be in the 14 jersey because I don't believe Reynolds can play 80. I'm sure... I don't think the team thinks he can play 80. He hasn't played 80 all year. So you got to have a half there. You got to have a half there to some extent.
Of course, yeah.
So I feel like they're going to start Reynolds off first 40, 50 minutes, then bring on Carl, play the last half an hour, last 20 minutes, whatever. If Reynolds puts us in a good position and we unleash the beast and he does well and we win, world wonders for his confidence.
Of course.
But if we start him and we're losing 40-0 or whatever...
Yeah, he won't come on.
But if we start him and we're losing 40-0, it's not going to be good for his confidence. Like, this kid just turned 18, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think every 18-year-old is ready to be starting into a first-grade team that at the moment is not where they should be.
No, of course.
There's already a lot of pressure on us. But, you know, from external sources, the club knows, like, what more can we do considering the circumstances. We have, like, $3 million on the bench injured.
Literally. I told everyone this, but our injury list is unbelievable. Arakar Kiraz out is so massive for us. You don't understand.
Kiraz,
that's our tries.
These are 2 top 5 wingers at the moment.
Yeah, bro.
For us, these wingers were integral for how we do everything.
Of course.
And, like, Kiraz was looking for an origin spot this year, the way he was playing.
Yeah, people talking about
it. Go look at Swaliti yesterday. Kiraz has never had a game like that.
Nah.
Like, well, maybe the game against Para, the second one, like, where we like,
yeah,
where,
but the whole team was...
he was a kid, bro. It was like his 6th, 7th game in the league, bro.
Nah, I think Kiraz will be up there very, very soon. It's big. Them 2 players are so big for us.
Then there's Kickout, and then there's Luke Thompson.
Look, Kickout I haven't seen anything that's well from him yet. And I always say, I'm not going to judge a player that hasn't played more than 5 games properly.
He didn't have a preseason, bro.
It's not fair. Yeah, he didn't even have a preseason because of his father's had to go to Fiji in
World Cup as well.
And then the World Cup. So there's a lot of things that are affecting the Bulldogs right now. But yeah, I like you said, man, I like to see that Oluwapu play. I'm pretty much stuck. I don't know if you want to ruin his confidence. I don't know how it goes.
Yeah,
But listen, if you're
taking that approach,
if you're made for the game, if you're made for the sport, if you're made for the team, you come in and you'll do the job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you might not have the best game, it's fine. But there could be glimpses to the coach that sees some positives in there. Like Khalid Rajab. I would like to see Khalid Rajab get a crack as well, bro. Like there's a lot of younger players that I think they'll inject in later towards the end of the season if they think that we're not going to make the 8 stuff. But man, we need to solve this problem. And I think next year we look like an even better side if everything gets sorted out properly. Because we still have some money, bro. I'm hearing Luke Thompson might leave. Which makes me sad. But I like him. I like his potential. But
as long as it's not to another NRL team, I don't care.
Yeah, like we need to just...
If he's going back home...
That's fine.
Perfect. Because then, like, I think it'll be better for everyone. Because, like, we did pay him a lot of money and he was always injured or suspended or some shit. Mm-hmm. But if he goes back home and we lose this to another NRL club, then all of a sudden he starts playing every game and nicking everyone because he's such a good player. Yeah,
they'll piss me off.
They'll piss me off bad. They'll piss me off bad. But if he goes back home, gets a payday there,
happy days.
You know what? I'm all right. Go for it, bro.
I like Thompson, man. I
want to keep him if he's gonna possibly leave to the Roosters. Because the last thing I want to see is his brother smashing people on the Roosters with a Roosters jersey on. You know what I mean?
Let's move on to the Roosters' enemy that just gained the player. Apparently, Mr. Jack Wighton has just signed with the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Reportedly, allegedly, is that what they do? Allegedly. Reportedly, he's signed with the Rabbitohs, which makes the Rabbitohs even more of a deadly team. Now, I have a few questions.
It's not reported anymore. South's confirmed it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so confirmed news that Jack Wighton has signed with South Sydney Rabbitohs from the Canberra Raiders. I have a few questions about that. First of all, is it for less money? I don't know. I think do you have any knowledge on this?
The price I saw yesterday,
I
haven't looked at the Rabbitohs post, whether they said it. But for what the reports were saying, that the money he was on yesterday was 800 to 900 grand. If it is that much,
makes no sense for me, bro.
No, like this is okay. This is a player that they need if he's gonna play in the centers, okay? Because they have been short since Gay guy left. They've needed a center,
Of course.
and they already had depth in the centers on the wings. They had issues back then, and they still have them now. Where Tas, like a guy that's always sort of played in the back row, playing in the centers, he's done a good job, but 900 grand, 800 grand is a lot for a center, bro. Is a lot, especially someone that's never played center for rep footy.
Other than
apart
rep footy.
from rep footy, but for club footy it's different. Playing there every week and playing there once, 3 times a year is different.
Of course.
So I think there might be a possibility that he's in the halves. If he's on that much money, I'm not gonna rule it out.
So okay.
That's half money, bro. That's fullback money.
That's a lot of money, but we have to remember that salary cap's going up or not. I'm just trying to understand how they're fitting everything.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like Cody Walker, Latrell Mitchell, Alex Johnston, all right? And because Alex Johnston's been there for a while now, so you know that when a player's at a club for a while, the money goes up.
Yeah, but...
And...
always.
Latrell Mitchell.
Yeah, well, when Latrell first came on, it was not on a lot. I think he's signed
I'm just talking about the next year's coming
gone up. Cody Walker's extension is probably around the same. They can obviously fit him in because the cap's gone up.
Yeah, well...
So they signed Cody to an extension. There's obviously more... And they're probably going to let go of some young players, I'd say, like Liam Knight, that were on decent money for what they provide. That's probably going to free up... That they're probably using that money to pay the extra.
And they'll use their juniors to bring...
Because I feel like if they were paying him 600-700 grand, he wouldn't have accepted it because Dolphins would have matched what Canberra gave him.
And Canberra offered 1.1 apparently, Canberra Raiders.
Yeah, he just wanted to get out of there. For whatever reason, I don't know. I always thought the relationship with him and Ricky was great.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that very soon because Ricky Stewart's not happy at all.
Yeah, he's mad.
He's mad. And I don't know why you're mad, bro. Like, this shit happens. Like, I think
the
whole system is disgusting.
Well, this is his guy.
Yeah.
This is Ricky's guy. So he's evidently mad. Whether he's going to go public media conference and call him a weak gutted dog for leaving, I don't know.
He made a statement today. I don't know the full statement, but he's like, I wanted to say Jack stay here forever, be a one-man club. Like, very passionate words, you know what I mean? I get he's upset, but I just find Ricky Stewart the biggest sook in the world. But yeah, Ricky Stewart, man, he gets a bit salty sometimes. We're saying with the weak gutted dog.
Don't call him a weak gutted dog. Yeah. Ricky, please just let him go.
I think that
he wants to win a comp. He's not going to win a comp at the Raiders because...
They've been there, they've tried it, it didn't work.
Your window closed, brother. I'm sorry, wallah, but your window closed.
Yeah, and
it's hard in Canberra where there's nothing. There's
nothing to live for.
Why are you going to go there, bro?
It's cold.
Who's going to go there?
It's cold, cuz. Canberra's freezing, brother.
Jack obviously wants to go and live in the sunny climate, bruv.
And he's going to be with him and Latrell obviously have a good connection. In, like, all those boys, they played Origin together. You know what I mean? But I just think this makes the Rabbitohs even more deadly.
This makes them the favourite next season.
Their attack is going to be so crazy.
But
don't forget, Wighton can play 6, can play fullback, and can apparently play centre.
No, Souths need him in the centres. But for the money...
You're thinking 6.
I'm not ruling out that he plays in the halves at 7.
If I imagine having two more playing halves through it collides, then.
Yeah, a lot of people... I don't think he can really play 7.
Nah.
But...
I don't see it at all.
And I feel like Ilias hasn't done good to get dropped, but they're going to lose some players because of this.
Of course. It's going to be a sacrificial move.
Like Blake Taff now has no way into the team, which means I think a player of his caliber, the guy was playing fullback in the grand final, so I feel like he could move. A lot of teams will be eyeing him.
Of course.
But I just have a feeling that Wighton is going to try force his way out this year.
You reckon it's going to be earlier?
Like... I think there's. I'm not going to rule it out, man.
Yeah, you know what? That makes a lot of sense because there's going to be a lot of disagreements and arguments that are going to come out. And we know Canberra Raiders, their press is just awful. Like a lot of things get leaked. A lot of people complain. When he gets to the media situation, I think Canberra Raiders are up there with the worst.
Bro, I can just see him leaving.
Yeah,
especially now after Ricky's
statement.
I just think it's going to get very toxic there.
Yeah, I agree.
And I could see him requesting a release.
Can we talk about...
This is why a trade system needs to be
put in place.
Because if he wants to leave, at least they get something back for him.
Yeah.
Like they could get Blake Taff back for him. If they have him this year. If the money adds up.
The judiciary, the Daily M, the transfer in NRL is all just broken. A big calamity. It's a massive problem and it all needs to be changed. And... I think it will be changed in the next coming years. A lot of people will talk about it. They're talking about taking the game to Vegas. A lot of these things have to be fixed before you throw the game out to the Americans. You know what I mean?
The Americans.
The Americans are going to see one big hit and think that's so amazing, man. But once they hear the media speculation of Jack Wighton, it's going to be a bit toxic.
Please never do that again.
Yeah, that's shocking. Listen, I just think that's the next topic I want to talk about. NRL going to Vegas.
You want to talk about that?
Awful. I just don't.
I think it's good, bro. I think it's good, but
it's good. It's good for House of Highlights and Bleacher Report.
brother, we need to grow the game, cuz.
We do, but
this is a game
we do,
that
but
America, in my opinion, tried to suppress as much as possible.
But
Because
Fred-
America would can I swear?
yeah.
Would fucking love this game.
I know they would, and
And they
I
loved
never
it during
ever.
COVID.
I will never stop at the door of the NRL expanding. But there's a lot of problems that have to fix before we even think about branching out.
This is what I want to say. I watch basketball, but obviously, all of the America sports share, the major ones share a similar thing: trades, public contracts, like your players having freedom. You know what I mean? Because a lot of players, they don't have freedom. They can't go on a random podcast. They can't go do this.
Nah.
They can't do that.
Americans can.
The NRL owns the licenses for all of these players. They can't go making money off of their name. They can't have their jersey at the back. The Americans will not be able to identify themselves with a player unless they can have their jersey on the back of
Their name on the back of their
the
jersey.
name on the back of their jersey. Like, you have to iron this stuff out to make the game more marketable, more brandable. Make your players more marketable. Let them have brands. All this stuff.
I like it.
You can't go to America and try to spread the sport there because it will not work. They will go, if they go and watch it, they're going to forget about it. Because you don't have big names. Because you might have a big name in the sport, but in terms of big name marketability, you don't have that.
They've made everyone we can actually tell you the press conference, like we can actually repeat the press conference. You don't even need AI. Yeah, credit to the boys with Dug Deep. Everything's the same. And I always say this, I like Latrell for one, like I like these kind of players because they bring out a different brand of themselves. They are themselves. Victor Radley, which we'll talk about next. Victor Radley's interview yesterday after that game was the most amazing thing I've seen. It was raw emotion. My head's gone, mate. I didn't think, like, he just came out and said what he wanted. He didn't do this hushy stuff where I'm like, he just came out full blast and said exactly what he wanted to say, what he needed to say. But before that happens, before going to Vegas and doing that, I don't know. I didn't care if they go to Vegas, whatever. It's good for the game, whatever. But there's a lot of things that need to be changed before we think about introducing a whole different country, a whole set of eyes. Because we don't even understand the rules sometimes. We don't even know what a hip drop was to this
Brother,
year. We don't even know what a knock on or a forward. We don't even know these things. So how are you going to get an American to actually learn that?
This is the issue.
They play 3 seconds. They play like 3 seconds a game.
The amount of rules that we have. The game used to be so simple to tell. You taita Jiddu's dog, bro.
Yeah, like Heather, he ran and that's it.
Yeah, like he ran the ball and he tackled. Oh, he hit him in the head. You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Now I gotta go tell everyone. You can't hit him in the head. You can't hit him in the neck. You can't hit him above the shoulders.
Drop your weight.
You can't drop your weight on his legs. You can't cannonball tackle. You can't rip his arm off. You can't put him in a chicken wing. You can't slam his head into the ground. You can't run at his outside shoulder. You can't run at his inside shoulder. You can't run around a play. The Americans have just turned off. They've just turned the game off. They've just turned it off.
It's just too much for them.
Because it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
You just add rule on rule on rule, but you never take away rule on rule on rule. You just add.
Look, and
And it becomes this mess.
let's be honest. There's always going to be controversy in sport, rules-wise, yeah? But I actually, people need to understand that there's so much interruptions now.
Brother,
That
lawyers
it confuses people, bro. Wallah, it does.
Lawyers are making the rules, not football players.
That's what hurts. They've
Not
never made a
football
tackle in their life, bro.
Lawyers are.
Anyway,
They're
let's-
scared of getting sued.
Let's
You got to iron this shit out before you go and you move to
Go on.
fucking Las Vegas. And it will be mad, but putting 10,000 Australians in Las Vegas at one time, mixed with Americans and other tourists, all drinking,
It's going to be wild.
it's going to be mental, bro. There's a reason why there's no NBA team in Las Vegas. It's the reason why it took so long for an NFL team to go there. Because people get rowdy there, bro.
Yeah, you just lose money and fall in a
And then
big black hole.
They lost. Imagine you go to watch Dogs versus the Roosters in Las Vegas and you lost 15 grand and you're on alcohol and then you have to go watch the Dogs get smashed by 40. Someone's getting hit, bro.
Yeah, not happening. Let's move on. Let's go into the tips for the round 9 tips. First game of the round, Cronulla Sharks, North Queensland Cowboys.
Sharks, 18.
Sharks by 18. I am going to go with Sharks by 24.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big win.
it's gonna be a
Definitely,
big
I think
win.
Sharks 13 plus is good.
Yeah,
We're going to
13
see
plus.
what the Cowboys are made of.
Sharks 13 plus. Move on to Friday's first game. Parramatta at Newcastle.
I'm going to go Para.
I'm gonna go Para as well. I think
But
they get.
man, am I going for Newcastle this game?
Yeah, I'm supporting Newcastle on top of my lungs. I hate you, Parramatta supporters. Brisbane Souths. Woo, that's a big game.
Yeah,
That's a monster
for
of a game.
what I saw, Brisbane were not the favourites at Suncorp. Maybe I got to look at it again. Maybe it was the iTip.
They aren't. $2.05 to
I'm going
$1.77.
Brisbane at Suncorp because Souths usually play like crap there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Brisbane by 10.
It's going to be mad
gonna be a
close.
monster
1
game.
to 12, 100%.
1 to 12 game.
But I reckon an Adam Reynolds field goal
Nice.
is going to
score.
separate them, bro.
Yeah, I'm going Brisbane 1 to 12. Canberra Dolphins. This is actually because Canberra's playing at home. Well, it says McDonald
Yeah.
Park. I guess that's
No. Their home is GIO. So
GIO,
I don't know where this is.
I don't know where this is. Anyway,
Is that the Redcliffe home?
but why would they be away?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. I'm going Raiders anyway.
You're going Raiders.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to give a little score prediction?
It's gonna be like by 2 points.
Okay. Raiders by 2. I'm going Dolphins 13 plus.
It's hard to pick with these Dolphins. You don't know what Dolphins team
I
you're
think
gonna
they're
get.
gonna. I think they're gonna do it again.
You don't know if you're gonna get first half
Dolphins
of
or second half.
first half against the Titans or the second half against the Titans.
Jennings is control of this connection.
And yeah, the Raiders are known to be the faders, but I reckon I'll bring this one home.
All right. Manly Gold Coast. Tom Trbojevic might not play. This is actually probably the hardest game to pick of the week. Oh no, not really.
There's some hard ones, but I want to say, I think my original tip was Manly, but I'm gonna go Gold Coast.
Okay, I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
go
go Gold
Manly.
Coast because holes are starting to pop up everywhere for Manly.
I'm gonna go Manly 1 to 12. I think they just get the job done like always. This happens for them. Penrith West Tigers.
Next.
Wait, we said 40
Alex
against Manly.
12 scores! Alex 12 scores. No. I really thought 12 was going to score last week, but I'm going to go Penrith. I can't not tip Penrith.
Okay, I'm gonna go Penrith as well. There's a lot of players missing from the Penrith team, but I think they still get the job done. And I think Alex 12 will score this week. I think it happens this week, man. I don't know. Let's put faith in.
I hope,
Let's
bro,
throw it to the universe.
I hope the brother scores, mate. Please.
Let's do it. All right,
I'm
Warriors.
losing $10 every week.
Warriors Roosters. Mount Smart
Yeah, I'm
Stadium.
going Roosters,
Stand
bro.
up.
I'm going Roosters. But Bunty starting.
Bunty starting.
Bunty
You gotta
starting.
stick to Bunty talk, bro.
You know what? Screw it. The Bunty power 1 to 12 Warriors, mate.
Yeah, I like that.
1 to 12 Warriors. The Bunty effect. You see that where every time he runs the ball, they got to run back to their post, but they're too slow. And the
He
Warriors
loves
score.
Bunty, this guy. I'm gonna go Roosters, man. I think Roosters just get it done.
I think the players they're missing might be too much.
Yeah.
They did lose to the Roosters earlier this year. But take Mount Smart, bro.
Mount Smart's different gravy, man. And
Smart's
I think the
different
players
gravy.
are gonna be. You know what, bro? I'm going with the Wars, bro. I'm going with the Warriors, bro.
Yeah, I'm going. You know what?
I'm
Yeah,
going
I'm
with the
going with the
Warriors,
Warriors.
bro.
1 to 12, brother.
For
But
all our New Zealand Warrior, followers and fans and anything, whatever, we love you. We're gonna stick with you on this
listen,
one.
brother. This is the NRL equivalent of the We Believe Warriors. Like
That's
from
it. That's what I like. And the last game, it's a big game.
it's a big game.
It's a massive one.
I'm gonna be there in Wollongong, mate.
And I have a lot of Dragon followers, haters, right? My mates, good mates. Dragons, Bulldogs, it's at Wynn Stadium in Wollongong. Talk to me, man. Tell me your prediction. My hand's on my head for this one, bro, because I am...
The Dogs are winning this 1 to 12.
You reckon?
I really think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. Honestly,
but the Dragons were good yesterday.
They were good, man.
But they're hard to break down, man.
That's the thing with Dragons, and I think we don't have anything in attack to break them down.
Oh, we break the Sharks down.
Ah.
20 points against the Sharks is no laughing matter.
Yeah, but Sharks leak a lot of points, let's be real.
Yeah, let's be real. But
Let's
so do
be-
the Dragons.
Yep, they do as well. But I think this
And-
game means more, and I think the Dragons will get the better of us. Maybe this is reverse psychology that I'm doing. I don't know.
Maybe you're doing what I was doing.
Yes, with
But
the curse stuff.
I can't wait to go watch this. And I think it's going to be raining, even though I'm going to got tickets on the hill.
I think it is. It's
Probably-
always those
probably
rainy
will
games.
rain.
Dragons.
And yeah, honestly, we were pretty good last week, considering the circumstances. It's just the handling that was our problem.
Yeah, which is a big problem because you give up possession that quick.
And
So you going Bulldogs?
yeah, I don't know what we always. I swear over the course of the last 10 years we've had their number. We've been their bogey team.
Okay,
And
throw it out there. Come on.
yeah, I'm going Dogs 1 to 12.
All right, I'm
I
going-
really believe in the boys this week.
I'm going Dragons by Ben Hunt Magic. I think Ben Hunt's going to be the separator of the
Yeah,
whole game.
that's-
And Melbourne get the bye. And that's us. That's a wrap.
Yeah.
Right. It was sorry, Mo. It's been a bit of like, comment, subscribe, please, on everything. Share it. Follow us on TikTok. I think we're about to hit 2,000 soon. You gained 1,000 followers yesterday in like an hour, which is
like
crazy.
You Warriors fans showing me love, eh? No one defends them, bro. I defend them.
Yeah, we stick up for them, bro. And I might put a Warriors jersey up. If Warriors make the top 4, they're getting a jersey
bro,
on
if
my
you get
wall.
a black and white jersey, bruv, it's going up here.
Yep,
I'll buy one to go up here.
The Warriors,
I miss the black and white ones,
top
bro.
4. You know what? Even if they make the 8, just so I can get a Warriors jersey and hang it up. If the Warriors make the 8 this year, which is an easy task for them because they're doing phenomenally well, I'm putting a jersey up on my wall and I'll make a TikTok about it because we love the Wars and we respect everything they've sacrificed for us. And yeah, follow us, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. I've been Suey. Like, in the words of Men's, I've been Suey and you've been Mems.
I've been
You've been Fred.
I've been Mems. Don't call me Mems again, bro.
I was accident. All right, guys. Love you so much.
Love you, boys.